Hello, today we are going to be writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. A lot of this is probably something you've done in Algebra 1, but that's been a while, so it's worth talking about. In order to do all this, we need to remember a few things. We need to remember that parallel lines have slopes that are equal, and that perpendicular lines, we learned about this in the last lesson, their slopes have a product that is equal to -1, or you can think of that as they have slopes that are opposite reciprocals of each other. What you're going to be given today is a point, an equation of a line, and they'll ask you to either write the equation of a line that's parallel to the equation they gave you through that point or perpendicular. So your problem's going to look something like this. The way we're going to handle this is we are going to start by using our slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and go from there. In slope-intercept form, remember, if thinking back to Algebra 1, m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So let's just walk through a couple examples here. They want us to write the equation of a line that passes through point P, so it's going to go through 4, -1, but it's going to be parallel to y equals 1/4 x minus 3. We are going to start by using y equals mx plus b, but in maybe a little different way than you're used to. We are going to sub the x and y coordinate of our point, so x is 4, y is -1, in for x and y. And then since the line is going to be parallel to the line they gave us, we are going to use the same slope as the equation they gave us. So our m is going to be 1/4. And that doesn't look like a 4, so let me fix it. So I'm going to sub m in for m, same slope as the equation they gave us, x and y in for x and y. So that's going to look like my y coordinate is -1 equals my m is 1/4. X is 4. And then b I don't know, so I'm just leave that as plus b. I'm going to be finding b, though, and using that to write my y equals mx plus b final answer equation. So how do I find this b? I need to solve this equation right here. -1/4 times 4 is 1. And then to get b by itself, I need to subtract 1 from both sides. So I get -2 for my b. In order to write a y equals mx plus b or slope-intercept form equation, I need to have m, I need to have b. I have the m already. I have the b I just found, so I have everything I need. So my final answer equation is going to be y equals, fill in our m from before, 1/4, x, and then fill in the b we just found, -2. This new purple equation will be parallel to the equation they gave us in the beginning, and it will go through 4,1. If you want to confirm that the lines are parallel, you can graph them both in Desmos. So just literally type in the equations. Y equals 1/4 x minus 3. There's one line. And then type in our new equation, y equals 1/4 x minus 2. And there we go. We have two parallel lines. If we want to check out that 0.4 -1, you can also type that in and graph it. And look, it's on that blue line, which is the purple one that we just wrote. So everything checks out. Let's try another one. So this one's also a parallel problem. They want us to find the equation of the line that goes through -1, -5, but is parallel to y equals 3x plus 1. So like before, we're going to use y equals mx plus b to find b. I'm going to put my x and y of my point. So x is -1, y is -5, in for x and y. And then m, since again is a parallel problem, I'm going to use the same m that our equation they gave us was, so m is going to be 3. Let's put all those things where they go. So y is 5 equals m is 3, x is -1. And then we don't know b, so it stays plus b. Now I need to solve this equation. 3 times -1 is -3. And then getting b by itself, I need to add 3 to both sides to undo -3. And my y should have been a -5, and I left off. See, there's a negative sign there. This should be a -5. This should be a -5. Sorry about that. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. So I get negative 2 for my b. You're not always going to get negative 2 for your b. You just happen to get negative 2 for 2 problems in a row. So then let's write our final answer equation. It's going to be y equals the m I started with, 3x, and the b I just found, minus 2. Again, you can graph those in Desmos to confirm that they're parallel and that your line goes through negative 1, negative 5. Let's do that. So here's my original equation, y equals 3x plus 1. My new equation, y equals 3x minus 2. And here's the point that we need it to go through, negative 1, negative 5. My lines are parallel. My new line goes through that given point, so we're good to go. That's the idea of what we're doing for today. The only thing that's going to be different in these last two problems is we're now talking about perpendicular. So perpendicular, we don't keep the slope the same. We do opposite reciprocals. I'm still going to use y equals mx plus b. X and y are going to be the point they gave me. But for perpendicular slopes, remember that we have to change our slope. I need to do the opposite reciprocal of negative 1 over 8. So the m I'm going to use is not going to be negative 1 over 8. I'm going to change it. Negative is going to become positive. 1 over 8 is going to flip over and become 8 over 1, or 8. So the slope I'm going to use is going to be 8 instead of negative 1 over 8, because 8 is the opposite reciprocal of negative 1 over 8. All right, let's put things where they go. Y equals mx plus b. Y is negative 4 equals, use our new m, so 8. X is negative 1. B we don't know, like usual, so plus b. Let's solve this out. Negative 8, or so 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. And then getting b by itself, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. And I get 4 for b. So my equation is going to be y equals my new slope, 8x, plus the b I just found, 4. Let's do our graphing just to check our answers. So I'm going to type in my original equation, y equals negative 1 over 8x minus 1. And then the next equation, I'll type into my new one, y equals 8x plus 4. Those look pretty darn perpendicular to me. And then let's type in the point that we care about, negative 1, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 4 falls on the new line we wrote, so everything checks out. One last one is another perpendicular problem. So my m is not going to be 3. 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So if I want to do the opposite reciprocal of 3 over 1, 3 over 1 is positive, so my m is going to be the opposite of that, which is negative. 3 over 1, when I flip that fraction over, becomes negative 1 over 3. So my slope will be negative 1 over 3. My x will be 3. My y will be negative 2. Let's put those things into y equals mx plus b. Y is negative 2 equals m is negative 1 over 3. X is 3. And then plus b stays the same. By the way, you're welcome to use Desmos to help you with your multiplying and adding and subtracting and everything with that. I've just not been doing that in this video. Let's solve this out. Negative 1 over 3 times 3 is negative 1. To get b by itself, I need to add 1 to both sides. So I end up with negative 1 for b. So my final answer equation is going to look like y equals my new slope, negative 1 over 3, x, and then my new b, negative 1. So the box there is my final answer. Let's do that graphing just to double check everything works out. Type in your first equation, 3x minus 2. Type in your new equation, negative 1 over 3x minus 1. And make sure that the point 3, negative 2 goes on that blue line, which it does. So that's how you write the equation of parallel or perpendicular lines. That is all we are doing for today. Have a wonderful day.